Thank you for coming back to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Please leave your thumbs up and please leave your comments. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all the support that you give me on this channel. I really do appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. Bitcoin, WhatsApp, any type of cryptocurrency that you may see in my comments with my picture and a variation of my name, please know that that is not me. That is a scammer. Please do not fall for that garbage. If you didn't see this morning's video, please go back and watch it. There's a lot of good information in that video for you. I don't want you to miss it, and it would help me out a lot with YouTube. Thank you so much. Update on this channel. This is probably the last time I'll tell y'all about this. I've said it a couple of times now. The name of this channel will be changing to We the People, because I have the We the People website, the Facebook group, all the We the People merchandise. Everything that I do is We the People. So I'm going to be changing the name of this channel from Walter Wyvern to We the People, because my music website is already named Walter Wyvern and I don't need two channels with the same name. So the name is the only thing that will be changing here, and it will be changing to We the People. Okay, before I get into Kamala Harris, I got a couple of other things I want to pass by you first. It won't take but a minute. On the Rittenhouse trial, y'all, is it just me, or was this whole trial just a big smokescreen to divert our attention away from Congress and what's really happening with this bill in Washington? I think it was just a big smokescreen, so Nancy Pelosi could still sneak in her $200 million park with her name on it, paid for with your money, and so that we can send $10.6 billion to these illegal criminals crossing our southern border. It just looks like a big smokescreen. And wouldn't you know it, on the day that they got this bill passed, the verdict came down on Rittenhouse that he is not guilty of any charges. And they had this young man strung up already. They had him guilty all the way up until yesterday, when they passed this bill. Is it coincidence that both of these things happened the same day? You decide. The government is facing another shutdown. Y'all, this is no big deal. A lot of people are going to try to make something out of this. It's no big deal if they shut down for a few hours or a day, maybe even a few days. It's happened many times before. It will happen many times again. It's no big deal. Once they shut down, they're going to hurry up and get something done so they can reopen, so they can all be getting paid again. But y'all, please don't listen to these YouTubers that says you won't be getting your Social Security checks during that time. You will get your Social Security checks. You've always got them before, hadn't you? And Social Security is covered in a trust fund. It don't come out of the general fund. The Democrats say that they could raise the debt ceiling by themselves, but they prefer not to. Yeah, that's the same way they could send everybody a stimulus check by themselves, but they prefer not to. Okay, let's get into Vice President Kamala Harris. Y'all, she is in way above her head, and she knows it, and the American people also knows it. Anyone with a half a brain can see it. Now, I have to give her props. She did take the position, and she gave it her best shot, but her best shot was not good enough. Y'all, even before she became Vice President nominee, the Democrat Party didn't even want her. She was running for president. She was first out because she only had 1% of support from the Democrats. So they all knew that she was getting in way above her head. Just look at her background. What has she done with her life? She was a DA. That job was handed to her. She was Attorney General, and she was a disaster at that. She became a senator in California. But if you're a left-wing Democrat, that's not a hard job to do. Anybody could become a senator in California. She was only a senator for 2 years, just like ex-President Joe Biden was only a senator for 2 years. Then she was nominated for vice president by Joe Biden. Y'all, she was not nominated for what's between her ears. Now, was she, Joe? Come on, Joe, tell the truth. She is pretty. I have to give that to you, Joe. Maybe Joe got tired of sniffing little kids' hair, but we can all see there's nothing between her ears. So it had to be something. Something for Joe to see in her to want to nominate her. And Joe Biden, if he was nominated for what's between his ears, he would be in a nursing home right now. Just my opinion. Okay, the real job of a vice president is to pick up things that the president is weak at, to prop him up on the areas that he's weak at, to make the president look good. That is really the job of the vice president. So, do you think Joe Biden is looking good right now as president? If you say no, then that could only mean one thing. Kamala Harris is not doing her job. It's that simple. Right now, all the other Democrats that aspire to be president, they want to become president one day, maybe in 2024. They look at Kamala Harris and they look at Biden and they believe, this is a cakewalk. If they can do it, I can do it. This is just opening up the door for the other Democrats to throw their hat in the ring. So if it's a cakewalk, I hope it's a cakewalk in Nancy Pelosi's park to get cake strewed everywhere. Okay, now the ones that are saying that Joe Biden can appoint Kamala Harris as Supreme Court Justice, y'all, Joe Biden can't appoint anyone to be a Supreme Court Justice. He can only nominate them. He can't appoint them. What do you think the Republicans will do about it when he nominates Kamala Harris as Supreme Court Justice? They're going to eat her alive. I don't believe we will ever see Supreme Court Justice Harris. It's just my opinion again. And think about this. If Kamala Harris is not good enough to do her job to prop up the president, to make the president look good, why in the hell does people think, why in the hell does Joe Biden think Kamala Harris would be a good Supreme Court Justice? She would not. To be a Supreme Court Justice, you must be very, very intelligent. She is not. Y'all, if you want your comments put over on We the People, please start it by saying We the People. We will take it over there for you. Be sure and check out the We the People website and the We the People Facebook group. Both links are in the description box below this video. Y'all, say a prayer for our world. Say a prayer for our country. Say a prayer for our leaders. Even though they're not leading, prayer can and will turn that around. And again, I will say, Joe Biden had his procedure done. Continue to pray for his health. I hadn't heard any outcome of it, but I'm sure he's okay. But say a prayer for him anyway. Also, say a prayer for everyone around the world that's hurting through COVID, financial hardship, or any other affliction. And just know I love you all. Until next time, ciao.